So again, thank you so much for joining us for this session of Grip Tips and Training. We do this every single month for at Global Reach from on the first Thursday of every month at 10 a.m. And we cover everything from SiteViz, Global Reach's proprietary, awesome CMS system, to digital marketing tips and tricks and hacks. And today we're going to be talking about something that I personally am very, very passionate about, something I'm very excited about, short form video content. And short form video content is huge. I've been kind of doing I've been doing a ton of research on this. I've been doing a lot of trying to understand, what the trends are, what it means to businesses, how important it is, basically all that stuff. It's very, very important for our team, the digital marketing team, to understand kind of where things are going with all of this in order to better provide insights to our clients. So essentially, we spend the time researching it so that you don't have to, kind of thing. So short form video content is a very specific type of content. Generally speaking, it was anything thought to be under 3 minutes, but over the last year especially, it's kind of evolved into 30 seconds or less. And you might think, what can happen in 30 seconds? Well, a lot, believe it or not. And it's really been thriving across all major social media platforms in some pretty big ways. So it's definitely something that if you're not aware of, or you're not a part of, or it's not a part of your strategy, you may want to look at adding it, because it's something that is relatively easy to do. So there's a very low barrier to entry. And because it is a new trend, or at least a very big growing trend, it's something that if you're an early adopter, you can really get a lot of competitive advantage, because you'll be able to capture a lot more attention. And in today's digital world, the best way to say this is that attention is currency. So, this particular style of short form video content started many years ago on a platform called Vine, which was eventually bought by Twitter, and it almost immediately shut down. And those were 3-second videos or 6-second videos, I don't remember. But then after that, to kind of fill that void, a product called music.ly, which was later rebranded as TikTok, came around and became super popular, still is. But that space, that short form video space, which was dominated by younger people, is already starting to age up. And so brands are finding new fun ways to interact with people on TikTok. And to kind of capture, I mentioned that in the digital world, attention is currency. So to try and capture more of that quote unquote currency, we've started to see other social media platforms develop their own essentially versions or clones of TikTok, with some of the same functionality, some of the same layouts, some of the same styling, so that they can sort of steal the audience from TikTok and keep people on their platform longer. So this is so relevant. We've got Instagram Reels, which I'll touch on in a little bit, which is huge. Truly, Instagram Reels is a big deal. But then we also have YouTube Shorts, and YouTube being the largest video platform on the planet, definitely worth looking into. The short form video content is huge, and with what I'm going to tell you on YouTube, you'll see why it's super important. But believe it or not, late breaking news, you're getting it here first. LinkedIn is now featuring it has a new feature where you can set up a short cover story video. Now it's more than 30 seconds. It's up to 60 seconds, but I look for them to offer something similar where it's a small creator style 30-second video platform. And they actually have a new creator studio. So they're kind of testing it and rolling it out slowly. Not everybody can get access, and many people are saying they're only able to get access to it on the mobile app. So, but how it works is basically when you, once a cover story is added, there's a little orange ring that appears around your profile photo, and the video auto displays on your profile with no sound. And so, and it also is inside of it. There's a photo frame, essentially, that is what they call it. That's where it is. So the benefit is that you can use that to highlight your unique industry expertise, your unique skills, not just for like job seeking or anything like that, but just whatever you do in the industry. LinkedIn is all about personal branding and building your brand and explaining, what it is you do, what it is you offer, what your competitive advantage is. And so by utilizing this platform, you grab more of that attention. The orange ring instantly grabs attention. It's something new, it's something different. So if your profile has that little orange ring and others don't, then obviously it's something that is going to grab some of that attention. Now, I predict, based on some of my research, that we will probably see the same type of feature or something very similar come to business profiles very soon as well. So that's some pretty late breaking news on that. I literally just learned about this yesterday. I personally don't have access to it yet, but I have seen quite a few profiles that do, so that's pretty cool. Now, as far as SEO, this is really deep reaching. These short form video content, it's very, very deep reaching, because it even is on TikTok, or I'm sorry, it's even showing up on Google search. So in other words, if you use Google on your phone and you search, Google has been rolling out little beta testing of a feature that basically shows short form video content in the search results. So normally you would get pictures and you would get video, but now you're actually getting these short form videos that show up in the feed as well. So, you know, if attention is currency, when we talk about the first page of Google, that's like the golden promised land. That's why people do Google ads. It's why people, you know, spend so much time on SEO optimizing and doing keyword research, is because they want some of that valuable content. It's why you would beef out your Google My Business, is because it's low hanging fruit for SEO. Well, that's really what it comes down to for this, is these short form videos that they're putting in the search results. Ironically, I'm a big Green Bay Packers fan, and the first time I saw it was a Green Bay Packers short clips from Twitter and from Reels that just started showing up in my search results. My insights into why I think that this is happening is because Google, which largest search engine on the planet, owns the second largest search engine on the planet, which is YouTube. And several months ago, I actually wrote a blog about this, but several months ago, we found out that in India, they were beta testing a product called YouTube Shorts. And YouTube Shorts was and is an awesome little platform. And the reason that they came out with YouTube Shorts and tested it there, same thing for Reels, by the way, Instagram Reels, is because India had outlawed TikTok. And so they had banned TikTok. And so there was this huge void that was left unfilled. And now social media platforms are kind of scrambling to fill that void. And so with YouTube Shorts, basically what it is anything under 60 seconds. And the actual full feature will be something where if you have the YouTube app on your phone, you can go to click post, hit the little plus sign, and it'll either say go live, it'll say upload, or it'll say create a short. And creating a short will be very much like it is on TikTok. However, just because the functionality in app isn't there doesn't mean it's not in the United States. They've already started doing it in the United States. So I'm going to get into that in just a sec, but I do want to provide a couple of references. On globalreach.com/blog, there's 3 articles that you'll want to look at, 2 of them that are more important if this is kind of the thing that you want to know a little bit more about. But there's how TikTok and Reels is impacting your Google results, how TikTok and Reels is impacting your Google results. That's the first blog. And then the second one is the second largest search engine on the internet. That's about YouTube. And the third one is the long and short of YouTube Shorts. So those are 3 blogs that you're going to want to check out at globalreach.com/blog that give some insights into these particular things and what's been happening. But with Shorts, you may have noticed if you have kids that have the YouTube app on your phone, as you're scrolling through your feed, there's short videos, a row of them. It's called the short shelf. And the short shelf started showing up. They're basically, now they're beta testing it here in the States, but basically anything that's 60 seconds or less, and is in the portrait style, so vertical as opposed to horizontal. And that's the only 2 requirements that you have to create these short form videos. However, if you put the hashtag shorts in the description or in the title, it helps the algorithm and the YouTube creators platform, which is one of the things that oversees what gets curated, the curators. If you put hashtag shorts in there, there's a chance you'll get featured. And getting featured on the short shelf is huge because you then get exposure to thousands, if not millions of people. So it's a really easy way to reach quite a few of it. And they just began marking short videos with the Shorts logo, which is like it looks like the Instagram, or looks like the YouTube logo, but it has like a little, almost a red squiggly mark like an S. And so it's basically categorizing short form videos as shorts. And so because it's tracking it that way, it can provide analytics and insights that are exclusive and specific to shorts, because one of the big metrics for YouTube is watch time. And so if people are consuming a lot of your content and it's only 15, 30, 60-second videos, then you would think that would negatively impact your overall channel. It doesn't, because the way that the algorithm is set up, it categorizes shorts differently. And so it really is trying to make sure that it's curating content specific to the end user, something that they'll likely enjoy. So hashtags are important on there, especially with hashtag shorts. Though I have seen short videos get featured that don't have the hashtag shorts in it, it's kind of rare because a lot of times they're bigger profiles already, or bigger accounts already. So definitely interesting, definitely worth looking into. Now, admittedly, I've saved one of the best, in my opinion, for last, which is Instagram Reels. It's something that I'm very passionate about, and I've been doing a lot of testing on my own, off the clock, having nothing to do with Global Reach, but it's because I really want to understand how this culture works and what it's all about. And what I've learned is that it has a huge organic reach right now. Since launch till now, I've seen a massive reach. And the reason for that is that they're trying to steal attention as much as possible from TikTok. And so it has filters just like TikTok. It has, the layout looks a lot like TikTok. And I decided to do a little test. So I tested the exact same content, same post on both TikTok and on Instagram Reels. I posted them within 2 seconds of each other, literally just really quick at the same time, both of them at peak times that my audience was going to be online. And I have similar sized audiences on both platforms. And the idea was I wanted to see which one had better organic reach. And so I used a specific number of hashtags. And here's the interesting thing. I usually recommend for TikTok 3 to 5 hashtags, no more, because hashtags don't really matter as much on TikTok. Then I recommend for Instagram, I usually say up to 30 hashtags, because it is a very hashtag heavy culture. And so, but for this particular one, I use the hashtag Reels and Reels Instagram. Those were the 2 recommended. And it's possible that that's why it didn't perform as well on TikTok. But what I found was the same post reached 32 people on TikTok, so not a lot. And on Reels, it was 3,924 people that it reached. I literally did this, left it, forgot it, came back, and it said, and I started seeing updates that they had 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people who saw this. Almost 4,000 people saw it. So I didn't really think a lot about that, but then I kept posting it. So my Instagram strategy had been do a video, do a picture, do some kind of promotional thing or whatever, and keep Reels in there and just kind of alternate it. And what I found is that on average, my Reels would get 200 to 300 people viewing them and at least 20 or 30 engagements, whereas my regular posts wouldn't necessarily reach as far. So the reach is there, the organic reach is there. In fact, on average, if I post at peak times, there's about a 625% better performance tied to Instagram Reels than to anything else. And because Reels is a good measuring stick to the other platforms, I've really been impressed with that. Now, what I did learn also is that because they're trying to steal attention from TikTok, Reels doesn't like it when you repurpose a TikTok video. So if you shoot it on TikTok and then you go to share it on Reels, if it has that TikTok logo, there's a good chance that it might either not be able to be shared, they'll pull it, but I do know it really hurts your organic. So the little hack, the workaround that I found is that if you shoot it on Reels, before you post it, there's a little down arrow at the top. You can download that same video to your phone and then repurpose it. You can reshare it on TikTok, you can share it on Shorts, and it'll have all of the cool little filters and things like that. And so if you start with Reels and then you share to other platforms, after downloading it to your phone, just repurposing that content, you have quite a bit better opportunity to get seen. So the practical application of short form videos, what should you do with them is really, especially if you're a business, if you're going to invest the time in creating short form videos, what should you create and why? That's the big question. And the answer is you want to use these short form videos to show and tell about a product or a service. Give behind the scenes looks, do any kind of like an opportunity to see something they wouldn't normally see, or even get a promotion that they normally wouldn't get, is going to grab people's attention. Now, there's a brand new feature that I just learned about yesterday called Remix, and Remix is really, really cool. Basically, it's and this is important for brands, it's automatically added to any new reel that gets uploaded. So if you have access to Reels and you upload a video, Remix is on there. And what it allows is that if somebody hits the 3 dots, they can then react side by side to your video. And so that's something that I think it was called Duets on TikTok. So it's a feature that TikTok's had for a long time. Now that's happening on Reels as well. So that has really interesting implications. One, it's really great for cross promotion. So if you have somebody that you've planned this out with, you can have essentially a remix battle back and forth to react to each other's reels in 2 different brands. Or if a parent company owns 2 different brands, you can do that. That's a really good idea. Now, the cautionary thing is that if you don't want your product or service associated, or you don't want that kind of engagement, you're going to want to go in and make sure that you hit the options and you shut that remix off. Otherwise, you could end up having somebody who has nothing to do with your brand remixing and putting your content out there, because they basically get to download that original video, that original reel, and then add it to theirs. So that's kind of something you want to be very, very careful about. But this is really, really great for building organic engagement, for cross promoting, and that sort of thing. So, I mean, what it really comes down to, the reason that you want to do Reels or Shorts or whatever LinkedIn calls theirs, or even TikTok, is because there's 3 main reasons that you want to do it. One, it fosters a genuine connection, interactions, and engagement. That's huge. It's all about connecting. Social media is all about connecting with people. Video content is king, and it's an easy way for you to really encourage people to engage with your content. Number 2, and by the way, build brand awareness, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. Number 2, it's where your consumers are. You can really build some brand awareness with things like Reels, because if you watch a 30-second, a 50-second, 15-second video, the reason that these platforms are popular is because you can binge watch these little episodes really quick, one after another after another. So if you start doing a series that features products or services or insights or even short interviews to get to know people, it makes you feel more real. And in fact, this is a really cool thing. 73% of people say they're more likely to buy a product or service after seeing a video of some kind. So if you planted this seed, or you've gotten right in front of the buying intent, and you've piqued curiosity enough with a short form video, you're more likely to get that kind of that conversion. Product videos actually increase the chance of purchase by 144%. So that's huge. 73% of people say they're more likely to buy after seeing a video, and product videos themselves increase the chance of purchase by 144%. So, doing quick reviews, doing quick introductions, unboxings, whatever, of products, or even just a quick rundown of your services, answering FAQs. I mean, it's why stories is such a big thing. They call it stories across almost all the platforms, but stories are a 24-hour thing. I guess it's called fleets on Twitter, but a 24-hour video or picture, super short form content. And it's all about engagement. It's all about crowdsourcing and getting information and interacting with that. So that's pretty huge. The third, and in my opinion, one of the most important reasons that you should definitely consider adopting some kind of short form video content into your social strategy, or into your overall digital marketing strategy, frankly, is because your competitors aren't doing it. Don't keep up with the Joneses, be the Joneses. You want to be the trendsetter. You want to be the one who's doing things that others aren't, because it shows that you are cutting edge. It shows that you are more approachable. You're more on top of it. And consumers of short form video content tend to be a lot more forgiving if it's not the perfect production value, because it's more real, it's more raw. People like to know that there's a person behind the brands that they like the most. Only, this is a really crazy stat. I was reading this on a YouTube blog the other day that was actually put out by YouTube. They estimate that only 9% of small businesses are on YouTube. 9%. So there is a huge gap there. There's a huge opportunity there. And if you think about it, if you have it as a regular and committed part of your content strategy, putting out information about your various products or services on a regular basis is a fantastic opportunity to get in front of people. It's the old guerrilla marketing. So if you're not familiar with guerrilla marketing, the concept is if it's inexpensive and it can be viewed at least 10 times and not get old, people will see it and remember it. And that's what this is. It's an opportunity to get your brand, your logo, and what it is you do in front of other people. The early adopter always on these sort of things always gets the lion's share of the advantage. It's all about the organic benefit, and that's how you get it, is by getting on there, trying it out, and doing it. I almost did this entire training on the rise of audio social media platforms, such as Clubhouse, Spaces. Twitter Spaces is another big one. And now I've heard that LinkedIn is doing an audio only platform. So it's something that it's important to be aware of and understand how it can be beneficial, understand what it can do for you basically, and what it can do for your brand. And if you can get in there and do that, it's a huge opportunity to get the advantage. So that's pretty much all I have on this particular topic. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Feel free to ask.